This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.
We are here with our friend Stacy Mongar, our psychic medium, helping so many out there. And thank you for being here. I know we've had some difficulty with the energy getting here, and I'm glad we're here.
Yes,
for those that don't know you, Stacy, tell us a little bit about yourself, sweetheart.
I report, I give info, and just recently I gave someone some information out of state. I won't say where that's at because it's active, the case, and hopefully that helped. And I actually spoke with the person directly with the investigation. So at any rate, I'm hoping that what I gave them helped, but I just, it's hard for me to explain how I work. And I think most of us who are intuitive and who are psychic, we all function differently. We all have our expertise. We all have our strengths, but how we operate.
Yeah.
And I just got downloads, and I get them in, make sure that I'm getting them in correctly. And sometimes it's just there, and I know it. And so, but it's been an interesting week as always, and a little bit less, but still, psychically, I'm always being attacked. I received some information, which I think is going to be important to get out there. In this past week that since we last spoke, and hopefully this goes without a hitch. My picture doesn't disappear, sound doesn't disappear, but basically, I've received correspondence, and unfortunately people were trying to hack into my device from Omaha, and I have all the bells and whistles to prevent that from happening. Literally, I purchased some things to make sure, because I've had so many incidents and so many people that want to get in and do things, and you name it, it's happened. You name it, it's been said, done, and all of the rumors, the gossip things being done against me said I've literally had people approach me, and this was supposedly out of California, because we also have AI entering into it where you can, fake somebody being somewhere, fake somebody saying things. It's just, it blows me away. But California asking me if I was in London, UK. And I'm going, no, to my knowledge. And I've never been out of the country, but that's also what's up for debate, is that I may have been from here, obviously United States, double from here, as well as from possibly another country. I'm not sure. That's in the works right now, trying to establish that. But asked me if I was there, and I said, no, never been out of the country. Apparently, speaking to my doppelganger, or people that are pretending me, that literally have signed my signature on things, which I've never been, places I've never been, things I've never said and done. It's insane, and accusing you of things you're not. And I would think at about this time that most people are aware that that's not me, and it's others. And this is about money, greed. It's about crimes. It's about RICO crimes.
Yeah.
All of the above. And I also found out some info, and I usually avoid saying specific names, but this, I will put it out there because it might connect me with certain people. Sarah Jean Townsend, in the effort of trying to find out who I am,
Okay.
exactly, is very important. But she was, and I believe, unfortunately, she's either passed or she was killed in this case. I'm not too sure. Cape Town, South Africa. And
Wow.
I had mentioned this on this podcast. There may be some connection to me to that. Johannesburg, Cape Town, that area in and around there. I literally tried to do some digging, but if there is some discrepancy here, it would be, my name would be completely different. I don't know if there's some connection to this or not, but this is the info that not only downloads that I get in, but that I should put out there. So, and also Australia is another country. I mentioned a lot of places, and most of those places, supposedly my father, who that would be also in question, but worked for Boeing Company. And we moved quite frequently. And all those places I've been at. But then again, I'm also wondering if there's been others and unaware of where I've been at, and particularly the way I was born. It does say Seattle, Washington. I think on my Facebook it's Seattle and Omaha. I did not put Lincoln, which obviously I'm from here, but I've still been having weird stuff happen. As always, calls, and it's that I know it's to stop me, it's to prevent me from going forward. A lot of, unseen, seen energy forces, but a lot of spell work. We talk about this, a dark spell work that it's used, has been used forever, used manipulation of energy. We're literally talking dark, voodoo, black magic. We're literally, and if people don't say it, think again. Obviously, others have used this in the past, whether they're intelligence agencies, maybe not on the upright, that have used this to destroy people's lives. So, but it's been a little less common. But yes, somebody tried to hack in from Omaha. I do believe that I have received some correspondence, and it's postmarked from Omaha, but maybe connected to me, and also connected to places I used to stay while I was there in Omaha, which I reported to Internal Affairs, the last place, and everything else. So, and I spoke with the attorney I had there, which was Nebraska Legal Aid. But a lot of this is just, it's been surreal, and being set up from the get-go, me not being blindsided as to who I am, where I came from, everything involved in this from the get-go, from before I was even born. But greed, and to me this is just evil. And then wrapped up in that nicely is a lot of RICO crimes and everything else. But in the midst of this, like others who are like myself or experiencing things like myself, I'm here to speak not only truth, but to provide comfort, or to provide maybe possibly answers for others going through. But it certainly, when I hear others, it has given me validation that things I knew, at least a good 15 years ago. And like I said, I've been at this for 20 years plus, going after things. But it gives me confirmation, support that I've never really received. And then knowing that, a lot of people are just bought and sold to the highest bidder. And it's unfortunate. Not everybody. And I want to make that perfectly clear. There are some good people where I'm at. And on a lighter side, there was some great music here last weekend. Lincoln Exposed. I also encourage people on the upright, people that would like to see me out there doing the music thing, which is another passion of mine, and it has been since I've been very, very little. Very young, to film it, to put the musicians and venues out there. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. I had a blast because there was a lot of great music and a lot of people that are just really very talented out there. And I really that was fun.
Of course.
It allows me to put out that other side of me, but I do say who I am. Everybody damn near knows who I am. The same with Omaha. They know who I am. And if they don't, they're getting to know who I am, but pretty much they know. And then I'm a psychic medium that they may be able to pull the wool over my eyes a little bit, but at the end, and usually I know, and at the end of the day, I'm going to know. And I'm going to know what they're doing, what they're up to. I may remain silent. I may pull back my energy and protect my energy. But at the end of the day, say that 99.9 is something really good about me. Pretty much 99 to 100%. A lot of that stuff, horrific defamation of character, obviously is not me. But I also know that money was, and I spoke about this a while ago, that money was being taken out of accounts in Omaha and also in San Diego, California. And obviously that is obviously, it's people I know that are connected to me, and then people possibly that I know. But I literally told these people, they were asking if this was okay. And I'm going to say, no, this is not their money. And no, I didn't even know I had it. So the folks, I didn't know any of this until psychically I'd been getting in stuff about insurance policies also taken out on me about 10, 15 years ago. You know, if they can't recoup it one way, they'll do it another. But I know damn well there was. But all sorts of things have happened. They've had plenty of time to do all of this. So it's insane, and it sounds insane, and that's exactly what they want. They want people to think, oh, it must be you. You're insane, and this doesn't happen. Yes, it does. And too much, I would say, would match up. It doesn't match up. It completely doesn't, my character, but it's more a reflection of who they are and what they're doing. It's projections, it's deflections. It's trying to get away with some very evil things that are taking place. But my job is to expose it, not only for my story and what's going on with me, but you know, everything else that's going on, corruption, other things worldwide. So like myself and others, you're going to pick up throughout the country, throughout the world. And I have, but I know my story goes overseas. I know there's money over there that's possibly mine. But, you know, of course, the ultimate spin doctors and people trying to convince you, no, you're crazy. And I said, well, that won't be the first time. It won't be the last time, but that's not true. You must be projecting, deflecting. And of course, here in this country, we don't separate out, you know, truly people who are psychically gifted, like myself, and people that are mentally ill. And sometimes you're not to dish anybody who is struggling with mental health and who has gotten help, who's doing well at the point. But the brightest people I know are schizophrenic and bipolar, extremely intelligent people. If they are able to normalize and equalize their chemistry, and it's not that, it's physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, all of the above. Some very highly gifted, smart people. But if using the mental health with psychopathy, then we're talking a whole nother, that's a game changer. So, but my job is here to expose and to protect and to serve. And Other than that, I've always known this on certain levels, but it's just taken a really long time. I've had a lot of people try to prevent that from happening. And so if I can help anyone and bring anybody that's in the upright to my direction, I've had a lot of people that's been interesting that are not. But a lot of interesting calls. A lot of and of course AI is out there doing some interesting things. So it's just a crapshoot. But intuitively, I know, and psychically, I've known some of this for quite some time. It's been surreal. It's been interesting to say the least. But all in all, I've tried to maintain who I am, my integrity, who I am as a person, and not let that define me, and not let it change me for the worse, but for the better, and to make an impact, to do the right thing.
Yeah.
And it's always about, integrity. It's always about what you do when nobody's looking. So.
Yeah. Oh,
But in there, wow! And my picture's still on there, and the sound's still on.
oh, that's good. Yeah,
I'm
I hear you
excited.
though. Yeah.
So, and anyways, I hope that this lends to the people at the upright, and I know that there is some activity out there, upright officials across the board. Involved. So I've gotten bits and pieces to let me know that certain people that are there. But it's been a ride. It's been a very wild ride for quite some time. So hopefully very soon, finding out more information about exactly who, what, and all the pieces, that some of which I've already put together over the years, comes to fruition and everything is exposed. Would be nice. But at any rate, I don't know. Is there any questions you would like to ask me? I don't even know.
Well, I like the fact that we're able to hear you and see you today. It's a beautiful thing. And I just love, how do you use your gifts and talents on a daily basis? Do you get to shut them off? Or is your mind always going, are you always picking up senses of other people, what they're doing when you're out? How do you shut it off?
Well, sometimes I have to learn how to do that. Sometimes it's been difficult where I'm on, especially if I'm meant to hear it. Sometimes and so I'm getting attacked on a daily basis psychically. They do spiritual warfare on me on a daily basis, spell work, crown death man, crown manipulation, you name it. They're doing it. There's nothing above and beyond. Electronic harassment is another one that they use. But I have learned how to clear my energy, how to send it back. I do not do anything dark, never have, never will. And for those who have said that, no, that would be a projection on their part. Never have, never will. Once again, I'm here to protect others as well as myself from this energy. But I learned how to clear. I learned how to, go within. And that has taken a long time, and not all the time. No one's perfect. Not all the time am I able, but it's getting better. It's just like I know what you're doing. I don't care. I don't react like I do, and I have not reacted for quite some time to all of the noise and everything they're doing. I'm aware of it. I'm prepared. I just know, duly noted. But I go within. I do a lot of meditation. I do a lot of clearing. Try to remain centered and grounded. And sometimes that's really difficult, including, all the things on a daily. This has been going on forever, years and years. They've been doing this. If it were reversed, I don't think, I would give them days or weeks to maintain what, it's been done to me. But I've learned how to go within and learn to remain grounded and grateful. And it's hard sometimes to be grateful, excuse me, grateful that I'm here, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm still trying. I'm enjoying bits and pieces of life, and I take it where I can get it, and tap into that humanity, tap into that level of that everything's going to be okay, and that I will succeed, and but it is hard to maintain, but I do it. And that's how you maintain your sanity and your sense of self, and knowing that there are still some good people out there. That not everybody is doing this, that there are people that truly are happy for you, even though that's a small group, but that choose to be good people themselves. And so but yeah, I have to shut it out. And sometimes I just have to say, no, not right now. But sometimes I've had things where they're insistent that I give messages and they're not going to leave me alone. Weird places I've ended up, and I've had to. It's like, okay, I know I need to do this, or okay, I need to report this. And when I just get the downloads and I get really pinpoint, it's like, I know I have to give this. But sometimes I go out and no, I'm off. No, I'm not going to give you a reading. You'll have to pay for that. No, I'm here to enjoy and film and enjoy other people that are really, truly gifted and talented themselves, musically and otherwise out there. But I try to take one day at a time and go from there. But it is difficult, and I do get like energy, especially if you're in certain places. I need to get out of here. Even last weekend when I was music, I found I hit a wall going, I need to get out of here. This is too much energy. Even though some of it's really good, there's also some other energy, and I'm thinking, okay, it's time. I need to leave, and putting up those boundaries. And I think for any of us, boundaries, healthy boundaries, good boundaries, and knowing when enough, what you will allow to occur, which should and should not, but those boundaries, and I have very strong boundaries and extremely strong. I've had that. But that's for the spiritual as well as the physical 3D of having those boundaries up. And then knowing when I should and shouldn't move forward. And sometimes I pick up the energy going, I need to process that. Let's get out of here and go from there. And sometimes it's quiet. I can feel the energy is good, and they're leaving me alone. So hopefully that answers your question.
Yeah, it sure does. Well, and I'm so glad I could actually hear you. Can you hear me loud and clear right now?
Yes, I
Perfect.
can, and I'm grateful.
And people, though, that want to reach out to kind of dig into them, can you tell them a little bit about what you think their future holds? Or that's where I get confused with psychic medium compared to clairvoyant, compared to all these, or like, tell me, like, what services do you provide if someone's listening today that wants help from you?
Meaning as far as, I can dig into it. As far as past, present, and future, I do all of the above. And also time is fluid, though. Sometimes I'm picking up things that have not happened. Sometimes, they have already happened or they're currently happening. So I've done all of the above. But you can reach me at Stacy the Psychic Medium. .com, Instagram, and also on Stacy S. Mongar, Mongar on Facebook. But yes, I can delve into that. And tell things in the future, and sometimes they're actually very good things, but I'm not going to sugarcoat. I'm not going to give them the answers they want to hear, and sometimes they are. Sometimes it's just what is, but I'm going to give them what they need to hear and what is true and what is authentic. So, and also if there's needing additional support, whether it be, therapy, whether it be anything else, I'm also going to, ethically, morally be responsible on that. And that it's for, we all say educational purposes, for entertainment purposes, but we can be a useful tool and guide, but there has to be other things put in place.
Yeah.
So I always put that out there as well. I always have. So I'm connected to them with other resources if need be. And especially if it's somebody's life is like a suicide sort of situation, I'm like putting them, immediate help and saying, do we need to, what do we need to put in place here? Because, so, and there we go.
Well, I'm so honored. Great that I got to hear you today and to talk more to you. And how can we contact you now if we do want to reach out to you, sweetheart? Thank you.
Yep. Stacy the Psychic Medium, and on Instagram, and then Stacy S. Mongar, Mondar on Facebook. And I thank you so much, Jill. I appreciate you and everything you do. Appreciate being on today.
Aw,
without any incident.
I appreciate it, sweetie. You have a fantastic day. Thank you. And all of our listeners, stay tuned. We'll be right back after this.
This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.